So the research shows that music at 60 beats per minute, longer tones, not a lot of melody in them, are the best really for moving us to these relaxed states and also to utilize for sleeping challenges. So what's going on in the body, when we're at that relaxed state at 60 beats per minute? Now we're tapping into something that's called entrainment. So entrainment is when our internal metronome, which is our heart, adapts or synchronizes to an external rhythm, which is music. So that's exactly what I was doing with myself. I was targeting my own heart rate to move to a more relaxed state, which it did, and it helped me move through anxiety and a very meditative state even while I was composing. We can do this, and there's many studies that show that different types of music have beneficial effects on the heart. And part of the reason behind that is, for instance, classical music. A lot of the beautiful classical musical pieces that we use to relax are composed at about 60 beats per minute. So the research shows that music at 60 beats per minute, longer tones, not a lot of melody in them, are the best really for moving us to these relaxed states and also to utilize for sleeping challenges as well. So for people who have insomnia, winding down in the evening about an hour before bedtime and listening to music and setting space aside to actually move through your day and bridge your day.
I was going to say, make that transition. Yeah.
Yeah, because, our brain waves are constantly firing and wiring the whole day. We're in high beta, which is great. As entrepreneurs, that's where we kind of want to be. And that's what we love to do. We love to brainstorm and, share ideas and problem solve. But most of us don't take time in the evening to transition. So we think that we're going to go from this high beta, busy brainwave state to delta, where is our sleep state, without bridging to those slower states, alpha and theta. So when we listen to music, the type of music I'm describing, and we start to do that an hour before bedtime, it gives our brain a chance, and our hearts as well, because when our heart slows down, our brain waves adapt to that. Research has shown when we move to these more coherent heart states or heart coherence, and these smooth, orderly rhythms, that those alpha rhythms begin to be produced by our brain that can bridge us into sleep. So heart and brain are working together. And when we slow down, we start to process our day and say, wow, well, have I even looked at my day? What are some of the challenges that I conquered during my day? And what are some of the wins, that I had during my day? And can I take a moment to tap into a more deeper state of gratitude for, for being here and being alive? I call this your inner symphony. Yes. Take a moment before sleep and when you wake up to place your hands on your heart. And we could do this together if you want, just for a moment.
Sure.
And as soon as you place your hands on your heart and you close your eyes even, you start to move to a more relaxed state. And what happens is when we close our eyes, we start to produce more alpha brain waves. And if we take a moment to connect with what I call your inner symphony, so music isn't just something that happens to you, it's also something that's happening in you all the time. And no matter what's going on in your life, nobody has the same exact heartbeat or the same exact breath as you do. So you have your own unique vibration that you are here to experience and share in this world. And when you close your eyes and you just take a deep breath in, placing your hands on your heart, and breathe that into your heart and just release a big sigh out. So that sigh is a sound that I call a soul sound. And that level, a deep spiritual level, when we sigh out, it's almost like our soul is telling us that everything is going to be okay. So placing your hands on your heart is a very sacred experience. And as you just allow yourself for a moment to just feel and hear your own heartbeat. And this is a connection or an anchor or a lifeline to our own vibration that we have, because it's a signal, it's a conversation to ourself that we're alive no matter what went on in our day or what's going to happen in our day. We're alive in this moment. We have our heartbeat. We have our breath. We can be thankful for that. And whatever challenges occur in your day, this is almost like taking a vibrational shower when you put your hands on your heart and you just take that big breath in and release that sigh out. You're reconnecting with you. So this is the vibration of you, your own unique vibration. So, as we go through our day, different energies, different people and places and things and situations come at us. And sometimes that snowballs into one of those days where it could really snowball into one of those days, as opposed if we take a minute and just recenter, come home to our own vibration and say, okay, that whatever that happened, it wasn't me. It wasn't where my intention started today. Let me just kind of reconnect with my own sound, my own vibration, my own heartbeat, my own breath. And when you experience this inner music in this profound way, it kind of puts things into place, into priority. And also it reconnects you with, whatever you started out, your intention. And if things kind of moved out of whack during your day, it's the way of coming, we often say, coming home to our hearts.
I love that. And I'm going to incorporate that into what I already do most of the time of the year. I live in the Seattle area and we have cooler evenings and certainly short days in the spring, winter, and fall. And my favorite way to end the day is sitting in front of the fire in the quiet of my living room with 3 Yorkshire Terriers, either on my lap, sometimes 2 or 3 all at the same time, but around me. Red, who you met, my standard poodle, is always there and present. And I just feel enveloped with love. And it's kind of like they're my spiritual connection. But I think to also then incorporate me specifically with my hand on my heart and the breath, that's going to be a really beautiful addition. And I thank you for that.
Yeah, and the Institute of HeartMath has actually done studies with humans and animals, and what they have shown that when we're in that place of coherent, smooth, orderly heart rhythms, they measured a dog and the dog parent, I'll call it, right? And in the room. And when we were sending loving energy towards that to the dog's heart moved into coherence with the father of the dog. And so, and there's a lot of studies that show that animals pick up on our stress. Cortisol levels run in conjunction with it. And, I created a relaxation series of music for pets called Pet Waves.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And it's geared towards that, to bond with your pet.
They have anxiety. Dogs can have anxiety. I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know about other animals, but I know dogs can have anxiety.
Absolutely. And they pick up on ours as well. So if you're taking that time to wind down during the day, and you can do that with your pet, and whether music takes you there or it's just quiet by the fire, they're going to benefit. Anytime you can move out of stress, they're going to benefit from that.
Yeah. Two things I was thinking about as I was listening to all the really wonderful information you're providing. I mean, I'm a part of this conversation, but I'm thinking about everything that the people who are listening to this are going to be receiving from your great wisdom, Barry. Is one of the things is a lot of us wear the aura rings. I don't know if you do or not, but I do, and I know that my sleeping, resting heart rate is 50 beats per minute. It's not 60.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts? Like, if I were listening to music that was 60 beats per minute and I'm falling in the 45 to 50 beats per minute, would that rouse me? Or would there be some simpatico that would happen that it wouldn't really matter that my heartbeat is lower than?
Yeah, so I think this comes down to what's similar to the people who are practicing medicine, which you had my wife, Dr. Denise
Yes,
Warden,
I did.
on your show, and what my wife talks about, the most powerful medicine is individualized medicine. These are just guidelines, so it's not creating a panacea or one
Okay.
subscription that fits all. So what I like to teach people is, when you're listening to a piece of music and you just want to decide whether this piece of music is right for you, because it's just like, it's very similar to food. Someone can say, Susan, I don't know if you've heard, but they've done a study on broccoli. And they have shown that broccoli is an unbelievable fighter for cancer. It's, the things that they found are amazing. But if you're allergic to broccoli, it's not going to be beneficial to you.
Exactly.
Right?
I know somebody who has an allergy to spinach, and he'd been eating
Right.
lots and lots of spinach because we think spinach is good for us. And he was getting
So
reactions
exactly,
to it.
right. So it's exactly the same thing, and I think in the sound healing community, a lot of people, I get a lot of questions like, should I listen to all music at 432 hertz? Because I've heard that's more beneficial than 440. Or should I listen to music at 528 hertz? And so what I tell people is, ultimately, every composition that you listen to is different. And the best way to decide whether music works for you is, ask yourself the question when you're listening to it, does this piece of music make me feel expansive? Like I'm underneath a beautiful night sky on top of a mountain,
Yes.
right? And I'm like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And you feel open and like energy's flowing, right? Or does it make me feel contracted? Like, does it feel dissonant to me? Or disharmonious, where it kind of feels like I need to protect myself, or I need to kind of cover up from it. And, this really works well, not just for music, but in our relationships and challenges too. When we're getting gut feelings, and we have a conversation or something that comes our way with a business decision and it looks great on paper. Right? It's like, oh my God, this is amazing.
But we're contracting. We're like, no, 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 no.
Right. So, and we're constantly making these calls, judgment calls all the time, because voice carries vibration.
Yes,
So when someone's saying something to you, and again, it makes sense on paper, but something in their voice doesn't feel right, aren't you making that call? Wow, something about that feels contracting to me. Or the deal that doesn't look great on paper, but the other way around, that this person doesn't have as much experience as that person, but I love their passion, and I think we're going to really work well together, and maybe we'll learn together with it. So it's the same thing with music. When you listen to that piece of music, that music for you at 60 beats per minute, does it feel open and expansive and really relax you regardless of the tempo? Because you have to realize your starting out tempo is really what you're targeting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so and I don't know what my heartbeat is when I first go to sleep. You're absolutely right. I was just thinking,
or bridging it from your busy day,
yes,
as well. So it could be a bridge for you that's helping you move from 80 beats per minute to your 50 beats per minute and allowing you to scale down. So again, I say, listen to the piece of music and see what did that piece of music make me feel? And then again, being the DJ of your own life, saying, okay, well, it doesn't work great for me at sleep, but maybe this would be good in the morning when I wake up, to kind of begin to bring my energy up, because those are the most three important times of your day, for your listeners. Just like we nourish ourselves in three meals, if you can nourish yourself musically when you wake up, listening to a song that's going to set the intention of your day or somehow prepare you for some of the things that are going on in your day. So, looking at your schedule and programming your day around that. And we could talk more about that if you want as well. In the middle of your day, to replenish your energy somehow, just like lunch, when your energy starts diminishing, because you haven't eaten in a couple hours, you nourish yourself. And then at the end of your day, listening to a piece of music. I like to listen to a piece of music that's nurturing at the end of my day, kind of like dessert, something sweet and gentle. So, depending on what's going on in your day, in the morning, if you have a meeting first thing on and you have to be up, you might not want to listen to a relaxing, beautiful piece of music.
Yes.
You might want to listen to, like I listen to like Sly and the Family Stone, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself, as part of my gratitude playlist, to get me up.
Yeah.
And then, in the middle of the day, I'll ask myself, where am I now? Where do I want to go? And what piece of music's going to take me there? And if I need to relax, I listen to a relaxing piece of music. But I also like to take what I call 5-minute vacations, where I listen to a piece of music from another part of the world.
I was just thinking, like, I love African and,
Yes.
I love the Caribbean and, that, like, yeah, you could take a little vacation. Just
close your eyes and,
yes.
Create a multi-sensory experience. Listen to the music and see if you can use your imagination to tap into, well, what foods would I be eating here? What does it smell like? Am I by the ocean or is it the fresh mountain air? Who am I with? Am I with friends and having a good time, or am I by myself because I need some peace, And just closing your eyes and taking a 5-minute vacation will allow you to switch your environment, and then you come back and you're re-energized. So
I love that.
lots we could do. Three times a day, or 3 songs can really, if you do that for 30 days in a row, you'll change your life.